Have you ever had the experience where it seems like the narcissist you know has just walked off the earth? Have you ever experienced one day the narcissist is in your presence and then the next day, where are they? And then a few days after that, and a few days after that, you wonder where they have gone off to as they're just gone. You leave texts and phone messages. You inquire with your friends and your family, but all you get is crickets. Their silence is deafening. It's bewildering and it's unnerving. You are left wondering if there was something that you said or did, but you're not sure. Why can't they just talk to you and talk out issues and problems? Like, what's going on? They don't get in touch with you as they don't return your phone calls or your text messages. It's like they've just vanished. Oh, and when you ask friends and family where they are, oh, they'll tell you, oh, we don't know. Or there's that close friend that will tell you, yeah, I just talked with him on the phone last night. Or, yeah, we hung out and watched the ball game this past weekend. That was really fun. Well, doesn't that just hit you in the feels? It's like having cold water thrown on your face. Like, what the hell? Why ignore you? What childish game is this? Like, seriously. What is their motive and why are they leaving you to wonder? Okay, so their silence speaks volumes. Does that mean that you two are no longer friends or even a couple? Their silent treatment leaves you off balance, in limbo, with one foot ready to walk away, but the other foot is still stuck in the relationship, not understanding, as you're so confused because you simply don't know. Are we done? Are we not done? Welcome to experiencing a narcissistic emotional weapon in the toolkit of narcissistic personality disorder, the silent treatment. This is a form of punishment that feels isolating as it cuts you off from the narcissist. It prevents you from seeking closeness from the relationship as it severs you from any emotional and physical tie with the narcissist. The silent treatment is used as a means to maintain, regain, and retain control over you. It is a means for the narcissist to seek justification, putting you in that proverbial timeout as you are not allowed your freedom or liberation in the relationship until the self-absorbed individual is good and ready to let you back into their life or let you go. You are being treated in a way that is hostile and is traumatizing, and it is meant to put you in your place. It's done because the narcissist just doesn't care about you. They are only invested in the relationship based on how you make them feel. And if you are given the silent treatment, then you, my dear, have made the narcissist feel bad, as your actions or whatever you said has made them feel unworthy. Oh, and sometimes they aren't blaming you. That's a facade. It is someone else who has made them feel bad and unworthy. So they have to run and hide and deal with their shame. And they hide away and ruminate in their minds all the things that they have to tell themselves to make them feel better. They can't take the chance that you might say or do something to hurt them also. That's a wound that they just can't bear. So instead, they turn to avoidant behavior. They cut and run and don't come back until they are good and ready. Hello, my name is Shannon Gilmore, and I am a Christian author. I'm a counselor, mentor, and Udemy course creator, helping you to see life from the perspective of human spirituality and quantum science in a way that alleviates confusion and conflict within. Now, if you like this channel, please support me by subscribing and liking this video. Your subscription actually helps to get these videos out to those who need and want to see it. So thank you so very much. Now, if you like this video, please remember to click the thumbs up, as this will also help others see this video and find value in it too. I do want this channel to be a spiritual go-to hub for all of us survivors of narcissistic abuse, to help us find healing through hope, help, and restoration, as I do share information that you probably may not hear from anywhere else. So thank you for your support, because stick around in this video, because I have some information that may be new to you that you may not have heard anywhere else. I do have an alternate channel to YouTube. It's called Coffee, spelled Ko-Fi. If you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee or support me by taking a look at my e-courses and articles that I've written for your perusal, and I will be posting videos that you won't find here on YouTube or anywhere else. As you know, with YouTube, you kind of have to watch what you say, and this is hindering to those of us who are trying to earn a living on the internet, because we are avoiding the poke in the arm mandates, the no passport, no job mentality. And for me, this is my calling from the Lord anyways. This is what I do. I don't just share what I know about narcissism. I share what I know about our spirituality according to God's word in a non-denominational approach. So be sure to check out that site, as I have a link in the description of this video. Lastly, I do have a Udemy course online that is entitled Escaping the Matrix of Narcissism. This course contains 70 hours, 70 hours for you to watch. Some of it you might already know. However, I do talk about the psychological and scientific and biblical assertions that are not talked about among common academic circles. I share with you in great detail the science of the mind and how a child develops during key stages of their life. For example, if those developmental stages are stunted, the child grows up to be an adult whose mind is underdeveloped and cannot reach maturity no matter the help. I liken the narcissistic mind to that of a feral child. While a feral child can develop a little bit further than in their current state, the comprehension to maintain that state on their own is the area of issue. The feral child has to remain under constant supervision and care with follow-ups so that they can maintain a common status quo within society. I also share with you in this course from a biblical perspective where narcissism actually comes from. It is spiritually genetic, and this is why psychologists are having a hard time finding a cure, let alone treating it. The heart of the enemy is a liar, and if lying is all one knows, then how can truth-telling be comfortable for them? It isn't. To the narcissist, what we consider wayward behavior is comfortable to them. It's their truth. As with the narcissist, what is wrong to us is right to them, and what is a lie to us is their truth. They truly live in opposition to us, and society has tried to hide the narcissist by centering society around narcissism. This is how they've been able to flourish. All the rules cater to narcissism, and through this course you will be able to identify, communicate, and avoid the narcissist more effectively simply by learning how to love yourself and give to yourself your all instead of the narcissist becoming your end all, be all. So I invite you to check out this course. The link is also provided below in the description of this video. So let's get on with this video. Have you ever met with the narcissist silent treatment? It's painful. The first time I endured the narcissist silent treatment was, for me, debilitating. I had been through this before, but I hadn't recognized that there was a problem because in my youth, the feelings of trauma were so raw, and coming out of a 16-year marriage with the dynamics of the relationship being so unconventional, I really didn't see the silent treatment back then for what it really was until I consciously felt it with someone else. Now, I'm sharing this with you because we don't often recognize the signs right away. So let's just give ourselves a break, shall we? Sometimes we become desensitized to the silent treatment or any narcissistic abuse for that matter. And we think it might be a one-off. We assume that someone is having a bad day, they are moody, and they need time alone. They need time to adjust. And to make matters worse, some relationship coaches out there who are coaching women on the behavior of men, they are saying that when a man isolates himself from a woman, that we women are to give that man space. And when he comes back, to act as if nothing has happened. Oh, friends, I take issue with that. Serious issue. This is catering to the narcissism and allowing someone to treat you less than what you deserve, and we shall never put up with it. No matter if it's a man, no matter if it's a woman, do not put up with it. So if you hear any relationship guru or anyone say this to you, man or woman, that, oh, just give the person space. Yes, we do need to give each other space. But when someone is ignoring you, you don't put up with that. When someone is hanging out with your friends while ignoring you, and the relationship guru says, well, don't call them. Don't be a clingy person. That makes them run away more. Don't be their mother. Leave them alone and they'll come back to you. Please turn off that video. Now, no one likes a clingy person. No one likes a mother or father figure in the relationship. I get that. But that's not what this is. This is just the giving an excuse for wayward behavior. Listening to someone saying that it's okay for a man or a woman to ignore you and run away from the relationship for a time is harmful to your emotional health. It hurts when someone stonewalls you. It hurts when someone just up and leaves the conversation and cuts off communication with you. For me, well, in the relationship that I finally recognized and grabbed a clue, I didn't know I did something wrong, but apparently to the narcissist, I did something wrong. And that gave them the reason to emotionally and physically abandon me by vacating the relationship for a time. Now, I'm going to say this. Nobody has the right to abandon a relationship for a time, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. Now, for me, the first time that this happened, I was blindsided. I had no idea. I was so hurt and I felt abandoned and rejected. I felt horrible about myself. I had no idea what I had done, but I felt this energy, this vibe that I was somehow to blame. And I took the hit. I allowed myself to believe that I was to blame. You're not to blame. And I allowed myself to believe that the narcissist was blaming me, which they were. But don't take on that responsibility. And in their silent treatment of me, I was left asking, what? What happened? What did I do? I couldn't communicate with this person to find out. This would happen repeatedly in the relationship. And each time it was because I had said or did something that the narcissist didn't like. Well, I was only being me, but who I was challenging to them. You are challenging for the narcissist. They like the thought of the challenge at first because they see it as a conquest. But when you stand your ground and are much more inwardly stronger than what they assumed you to be, oh, they will huff. and they will puff, and they will try to blow your house down. And if they can't, well, they'll just simply run away. The narcissist has a very, very fragile ego. And they take to heart the things that you do and say, even when what you say and do has nothing to do with them. They will always make it like what you said and did has everything to do with them. And they will punish you for it by stonewalling you, ghosting, and abandoning you. Because you are a threat to their ego. They want to control you. Remember that they always see you as their competition. The silent treatment exists as a means for the narcissist to take back control when they feel like you are getting out of control, when they can't handle you or who you are. They simply retreat. This is cowardice, my friends. And when they come back to you, and they will, they, in your mind, seem like, okay, they're ready to talk. However, it is, they talk, you listen. They talk to you, and they talk down to you to lay down the ground rules that you seem to have forgotten. And you are there to stay silent as they speak, as your silence means compliance. They will usually show passive aggression, and they treat you like you are a submissive in their role of dominating you. Oh, when they come back to you, they are giving you a chance to keep in step with them, as you should be so lucky that they want to stay with you. And you are to submit to them to never, ever, ever step out of line again. You are in the relationship for them. You do what they say. You act how they want you to act. And you are to read their minds ahead of time. As there is an unspoken rule that you are to be their mind reader. You are to know their needs before they even speak, so that they don't have to put you in a timeout again to teach you a lesson. The narcissist has a way to convince themselves that they are putting you in your place. But I really think that the narcissist just goes off to pout and lick their wounds in silence. They need this time away from you because they are offended by you, and they have to rid themselves of the bitterness that is forming for you. They can't let you go. They're not ready to let you go yet. They need time to think and clear their head, as they need to stay away from you because you remind them of their shame. The narcissist wants to control your narrative by controlling you. Now, I have to say that it is not your responsibility to know how the narcissist will feel with the things that you say and the things that you do. You are only responsible for you. You are responsible for your intention behind the things that you say and the things that you do. Once you deliver your intention in a way that honors you and honors others, well, how the narcissist or how other people respond to that, well, that's on them. The narcissist skulks away because they have lost control of you. They've lost control of the relationship. And they inwardly are exposed as they feel exposed. Now, you may not even notice this or see this exposure, but it isn't about what you see. It's about what they know or what they assume they know, and what they feel about themselves and how they feel exposed to everybody else, because they are now exposed to themselves. Your happy-go-lucky nature, your agreeance to the narcissist is what makes them forget about who they are inside. And when you begin to show signs of opposition, signs of your own individuality, well, they can't measure up to this. They internally are exposed, as this exposes them to shame, and they can't deal with that emotionally. They have to escape. They have to run away from offense. The narcissist is always engaged in their primitive brain. That is, that they respond with a fight and flight. That they respond with a fight and flight response. They feed their hunger or their sexual lustful appetites. They can do no more. They are stuck in instinct, the primitive brain that is called the reptilian or animal brain. That's it. They have no other means of function. You, on the other hand, do not engage with your primitive brain. But the trauma that you are bonded to with the narcissist, I believe, engages the flight and fight response of your primitive brain. And that is what reacts to the trauma. That is why the abandonment of the narcissist hurts you so much. They have us thinking on a conscious loop feed of fight or flight with them, of them. You worry about doing this and you worry about doing that because you're afraid of how the narcissist will react. This is how the narcissist can control their environment as you are a part of their environment. When they abandon you, it conditions your thinking to believe that you have to constantly be on edge, to look for an escape, looking for a predatory situation, as you assume that every situation on the outside of you is a situation that you have to fight to stay alive for. How the animal brain keeps the individual alive is to assess every bad situation, look for escape routes, and if there isn't anything to flee to, well, make peace with your predator. The narcissist flees you. You don't flee them, instead you fawn. You turn to ways to appease the narcissist, to prevent them from abandoning you. This is your animalistic brain engaging in the fight or flight response. Instead of fleeing, you prevent the narcissist from fleeing you and abandoning you by appeasing their needs. Because to abandon you is to put your survival, your life, in jeopardy, according to the animal brain. The narcissist, through their abusive ways, in all their abusive ways, not just abandoning you, not just with the silent treatment, in all the narcissistic abusive ways, they try to convince you that the outside world is the danger, not them. They convince you by forcing you to live by instinct within the animal or reptilian brain portions of your mind that you simply are not capable of surviving out there on your own. You need your enemy. Your enemy will protect you as you are led to believe the outside world is your enemy, not your friend. And the narcissist, who is truly your enemy, is the only one who can save you and protect you and keep you safe, because the animal brain convinces you a false sense of security that the narcissist is really your friend, never your enemy. The trauma pattern that shows up is because your inner being is in conflict with this animalistic survival brain pattern. Your inner being knows the truth and knows who your friends are. The fight and flight response is not your friend. It's maybe your standard of living, and for as long as you stay and allow the narcissist to control you, they will control your instinctual mind by causing you to believe the lie and cause you to think and act from the primitive centers of your brain that they think from. Your emotions are held hostage because of the primitive brain. Emotions are, as far as the primitive brain is concerned, a liability. Emotions are what get you caught by your prey, as the narcissist is crafty, as that is how they caught you in the first place, by manipulating your emotions against you. When the narcissist goes no contact and stays silent, it's for a reason. Their silence is meant to assert their authority over you. They are attempting to have dominance over you and the relationship, as they believe they will never be controlled and they will never be directed by you in life, in the relationship, in any way. The silent treatment is also used to avoid conflict, simply because they cannot understand They don't know how to communicate their fears, their wants, and their desires in any way that would elicit a compromise from the both of you as much as themselves. They cannot take personal responsibility as they have no empathy, and they can never, ever consider your ways in any benefit to the relationship or to them. They will never consider that their silent treatment is abusive to you, as they will never consider that their stonewalling tactics are abusive and put you emotionally in harm's way. The narcissist uses the silent treatment to punish you as they are reacting and acting in their ego. That is the only place that the narcissist can act from. They are led with their ego, which is rooted in fear. When you are the recipient of the narcissist's silent treatment, they are expecting you to come crawling back and begging. They are expecting you to react in such a way that lets them know that they do have control. And they have control over your emotions and your actions, because your groveling shows and lets them to believe that you are nothing without them. And it's your primitive brain that convinces you that you are nothing without them. You who are emotionally responsible and intelligent, as you are full of empathy and a desire to open the lines of communication to come to an agreement in conflict resolution, you may unknowingly give in to the silent treatment's demands of you seeking the narcissist out, as you break the silence barrier by reacting to the narcissist. When you do, you may even tell the narcissist that you have been misunderstood or that you misunderstand them. You may take responsibility of owning the wrong when it isn't your responsibility to bear, but you do in attempts to appease the self-absorbed individual who just cannot compromise. You are then met with contempt, more silence, and extreme disapproval, and you don't know why. And it's because even though they do want you to come back to them, the oxymoron in this is that because you came to them, they now have every right to further be mad at you for breaking that boundary of silence. By you coming to them, this is a form of control on their part, because they held out in their silence and they forced you to come to them. However, by you coming to them is also a form of you trying to take back control of the relationship. So they become more conflicted and agitated the more you try to help them in the relationship with communication attempts. And they become further agitated and conflicted when you stay away. The narcissist, my friends, is a walking contradiction. This is infuriating because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's heartbreaking as it's insulting to your intelligence to endure. However, when you understand that there is nothing you did, there is nothing that you could have done to stop their silent treatment, as you did not provoke them, you will then know that the silent treatment is the only method the narcissist has to resolve conflict, because what they have been reduced down to, as they can never rise above anything more than the maturity of a 5 to 10-year-old, when you give it some thought, my friends, a child who has lost control of the situation in front of their parents, as their parents take the lead in direction, what does the child do? Some wayward children, they protest with pouting and with, "I'm not talking to you." They try to get their parents to do what they want, to reconsider the ways of the rules. So when you are given the silent treatment, understand that when the narcissist takes you back, it isn't for you. It's for them. This creates a false sense of control as they, in their narrative, believe that they are doing you a favor by giving you a second chance. When they do take you back, meaning that when they do break the silent treatment with you, they then expect an apology. They will never give an apology. And this pattern will continue until you decide to end it. And even then, they won't fight for the relationship. They will just let you go and abandon you just like that and act as if they never knew you. They are so emotionally immature that they cannot part in peace with you, nor will they try to resolve anything with you. They will just let you go without saying a word, without saying goodbye. And they will abandon you and the relationship because they have someone else already waiting to give them attention that they couldn't get from you. They can easily start over, and they will never allow themselves to be potentially abandoned by anyone. So healing from the silent treatment of the narcissist takes time, my friends. Understanding that it is a form of abuse that does form a trauma bond to the narcissist is essential to understand, as this is something that has to be addressed, as learning to be comfortable in the narcissist's silent treatment of you, well, it takes work. One way to heal is to use the silent treatment as a way to spend time with yourself. Learn about yourself so you can grow and develop your interpersonal skills through nurturing and trust. Never accept emotional abuse, as this is what silent treatment is. Know your worth and stand in that knowing, as this will empower you to stay emotionally healthy as you take the time to spend time developing healthy relationships with people who truly do care about you. You, my friend, deserve to be loved as you deserve to love. The silent treatment is unloving, as it is a manipulation tactic to control you. That's not why we get into relationships. Relationships are about give and take, and never are they about competition and control. So understanding the narcissist silent treatment and how you can set yourself free will allow you to just let the narcissist stay silent and stay gone as you beat them at their own game and turn that silent treatment into no contact.